Hello, good morning, welcome back to Floramancer, Garden of Glass. How's everyone doing this morning? I woke up to some new fresh snow with up to 6 inches or so planned for the rest of the day. Yay! Yeah, so boy am I excited. We're standing here watching the endoflames because I'm gonna need to upgrade these spreaders. They're backing up. And I want to get... The mana is useless here. It needs to be over there in my pool to go out to what needs it. So I need to upgrade these to the elven spreaders. And I'm still not sure why these guys aren't growing. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I have this morning I got up and crafted a whole bunch of flowers. So there are 4 stacks of endoflames, and there's approximately that of hydrangeas running, and we've got a couple of rosas as well. I did set up an auto placing for the flower over here. So there's a setup right there with the Ranon Carpus to place the Rosa Arcana. Hopefully it won't place down there. I think that's too far away. Now that I think about it, it might be a problem. Yeah. I don't want it to spawn to place the flower down here. We might need to change that to a coarse dirt block or something. Step up prevention at the flower duplicate. Yes, boy, you have sharp eyes, Anima. Yep, I got tired of stepping up on top of the dispenser, so I put a roof on it to keep me here to dupe the flowers. Yep. I also ran the orchid and the cobblegen for a little bit last night to get some resources. We don't have a whole lot, mainly because, I mean, let me start this off with, we've got 2 flowers, well, 2.5. We have flowers running that are really low mana producers, and the things that are using mana, namely the orchid and the cobbleworks and the tree farm, I think the only things running right now, use more than these can really produce. It's having difficulty keeping up. So our goal for the day is to start figuring out the next flower. It's going to be a couple of step process because the next flower is a Thermalilly. Storage door setup. You're right. You're seeing things that I'm starting to... Yeah, I made a couple. I'm getting there. I got a couple made. There's nothing in them yet, but I have a couple made. That's as far as I got. So that's why I was like, I don't even have things in them yet. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Thermalilly. It's going to take a bit of work. One, because I'd like to put it over on this side of the base, and we do not have a mana line, a low input line down here going this way yet. That's one of the reasons I want to put it over here, so that I can have all 4 cardinal directions covered. Yeah, at least until we can get to learning how to do mana tablet refilling stations with Corporea, so that we don't have to have these whole routes. That would be lovely. But anyway, so I built another stairway down. And that is where we're going to start doing the Thermalilly probably on this side because I keep coming this way. So probably here will be the Thermalilly setup. I don't know how to connect it around this way, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So we get the middle here. This is not going to be open space. It will be grass and, you know, parkland and garden-y stuff. So yeah, it won't be open space. But I did manually plant all of the seeds and built up all of my crops here. And it's been really helpful for getting seeds for making flowers. So that's been extremely helpful, which means if we can get this running, that'll be helpful too. But for now, it's going to have to remain manual, mainly because there are no seeds in those dispensers. So it could harvest, but it wouldn't replant because there are no seeds in the dispensers. We have to build that up a bit before I'm comfortable setting up the automation. So this is extremely helpful though. So this is great that this is all set up for me to come down, collect seeds and wheat and turn those into seeds, because we have 180 spots there. So yeah. Anyway, do we want to start here? I'm trying to figure out what I want to start with. We do the Thermalilly setup is going to require supplies that I haven't made yet, so we're going to craft some of those. But we also need a nether setup, and this is going to be a lot less complex than my previous playthrough because I'm not going to need rail carts to go from the nether portal down to the lake, and I'm going to just stick everything at the lake level. And I'm hoping that over there is far enough away from this nether portal that when I create the nether portal, it won't link up, because I don't want buckets coming through here. That's kind of another reason why I have it over there. Yeah, so Thermalillies really are where we're at as far as what we need to work on. I do have that list of tier 1 rune farms that we need to make sure are decent size manual farms. But Thermalillies don't need runes yet. That's the last flower that's pre-Alfheim that doesn't need runes. So that's why I wanted to do that one next, because it'll be easier to craft just the petals together with seeds to make the Thermalillies. All right, so let's go to our creative world, because I was in there yesterday afternoon trying to figure out what I would do for Thermalillies, and I think I have a decent setup. I have no idea how big this is gonna get, but this is what I've got so far. And it can go to this spot over here. We're limiting it by 1 Random Carpus. Can plate for placing the flowers. And then 1 Hopper Hawk for picking up empty buckets, and that's this range. So what we have here is something very similar to what I did in my previous world. And it appears I can do 8 here, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 in a row right here. Yeah. All right, let me grab a Thermalilly. We're going to do this as if you guys don't know what these flowers do exactly. A Thermalilly consumes lava for mana. It's a really decent producer. Its range for lava pickup is only the 9 blocks. The 8 around it plus the 1. So we need to make sure that there are no other new lava sources that are placed within that range. Okay. I didn't use Thermalillies because I've been playing for a while, so I wanted to use something that wouldn't die and I'd forget where the flowers were, that sort of thing. So we just picked glimmering orange flowers. So if you think about it this way, all of these blocks around this one flower can't have is range for lava, but it needs to be outside the range of this flower, which this one is, because the range stops here. So you can see how you can put them next to each other like that. And that's what this will be here. Why did I pick you up? Oh no. Anyway. When the dispenser fires, which it'll have buckets of lava in it, it'll land on the open crate. The open crate won't burn, and the flower will pick it up and consume it for mana. I haven't figured out where I'm putting the spreaders and pools yet. I'll get to that. I just needed to figure out a design that is tileable, that I can build in the world and expand over time, because I don't know how quickly I'll be able to collect lava and get it transferred. I just don't know how quickly that will happen. We need a lot of buckets. So the way this is going to end up working is I have to figure out how to get lava into the dispensers, and that's one of the things I'm here today for trying to figure out, is how do we get lava into these, how do we fill the dispensers with lava buckets. And I don't know if I need to redo this setup so I can get that figured out. But that's kind of where I'm at, is how do I get the lava into the... We've got hopper hawks, so where would I put the hopper hawk? I'm wondering if there's a way to put them... We'll use this setup. So these two are dispensers. If we could put a hopper hawk here, we would need to still be able to send a signal through this block to trigger those. So, I don't know which direction the signal is going to go, but if we do that, we need to put item frames in there. Haven't done that, to label them. Will that work? That worked. Is that really... That seems pretty nice. Oops. Why do you have power in you? Oop. Don't know why there's a flower in there. Anyway, that might be our secret trick. What do you think? Granted, we do need to do that on all of these then. So we would have a lot of hopper hawks. Oh, they're picking up the flower. Thank you. It's because I don't have them. I don't have them configured. Because we would need to come in here and go like this for all of them to keep that from happening. The mine carts were a pain in the butt. They were such a pain in the butt. They were bad. Does it work if but it should be a limitation on how many buckets it will pick up, since the dropper dispenser drops the item from a random slot. Yeah, I'm going to, what I did in my previous playthrough is each dispenser held 9 buckets. Because yeah, otherwise it'll just try to do a random slot, and sometimes it didn't place lava, it did an empty spot. So they needed to stay full. It does sound like the the pistons are firing also. They're, yes, okay. That's a long, not very fast. I'm concerned. Okay, so I'm concerned about the dropping. We'll be able to do what we did before, which we had everything blocked off except for empty buckets. So we would have a bucket in this one so that empty buckets are the only things that would come out of the hopper when it's not powered. But that looked like it went down for a long time. Yeah, it did look like it went down for a long time. Well, that's just the bucket. Hey, my other part is working that I haven't shown you yet. Didn't see the episode from my first playthrough. Yeah, it was 3 or 4 episodes long, but then every so often I had to come back to my Thermalilly setup and fix it because buckets were getting lost somewhere between the nether, going back and forth from the nether with the rail carts, and the rail carts would get stuck, and it just was... It was fun to create, and I did learn a bit about loading and unloading systems and whatnot, but yeah. So that looks like that might work. It just looks like it takes too long, but maybe that's just fine. But yeah, we're gonna need a lot of buckets full of lava. That's why I'm trying to create setups that I can start small and expand. So here I can start with just 2 and keep expanding as I have iron available to make buckets, and as I have petals available to make the flowers. I think this might work. What do you guys think? I'm trying to figure out if I can use mana detectors and do the mana pulse with force relays, and maybe instead of having redstone, do that and then force relay over this way and do the next one and force relay over it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, can you send a I really would like to know this. And what we need is that, don't we? Phantom Messenger. So it goes through blocks, uses the tiny amount. I was testing to see how far that would go. We don't really need you anymore. Duh. Okay, so it went through all those. And did they all light up? Yes. Is that too fast of a pulse, though? Let's try on this bit here. We did these. I have so much stuff on my inventory right now. Those broke it. That was too fast. Nope, can't do that. Maybe not the messenger, but then that would anyway. Let's fix that part. So maybe just phantom. It'll go slower. That looks like it went slow enough. So if we did my goodness. Phantom warp, and at the end of, I know we'd be able to keep going, but the end of this line, we'd be able to do this number. I don't know how far this would go. Didn't even get through all of those. So we're going to have to probably not warp it. Because it did even get through 8, 10 of them. Okay. No warping. So let's switch you back to just being Phantom. Because I will come back to this probably to look at this. But we could do that. We're going to be making enough mana that we could just use the mana we're producing to fuel the farm and still have a lot of excess. What do we think? Let's see. Uh-huh. So I think that setup works. We would have to load it up and test it, and I don't feel like doing it at the moment. We'll probably get to that. The other thing I have here is the what if you do a bank of 4 rather than 5? Would the warp reach all 8? Well, the thing is that this is the row that it's going to have to go down. Each one of these is going to be another dispenser. This is the range of the Ranuncarpus and then the Hopperhawk. So I just haven't built up the whole row yet. So it couldn't get all the way to the end of this row, probably. We can check that. Let's find out. That's the end of the row. Let's see. It did. Good. How much is left? Not enough to go into the pool, unless it's just not aiming at it. Unknown stats. Is it aiming at it yet? No. Why isn't it lighting it up? What do I have selected? Oh, I have the Ranuncarpus selected. Thanks, Anima. I'm like, why isn't it selecting it? Make sure it's bound to here. Yeah, not enough to go in there. Let's see if it even clicks the dispenser at the end, or if it's so low that it doesn't even send the pulse all the way. Okay, so it does do that. It will be able to do what it needs to do. It just doesn't have enough to go any further. That is it. Good to know. Because that's as big as I can make this path. I agree. I wish there was a way to clear the wand as well. Alright, so what we have here is a setup then to dispense the lava, and then empty buckets will go into the hopper, which then gets dropped. The open crate will drop it, and it will get picked up by our next setup. The empty buckets will get picked up by this Hopperhawk. This Hopperhawk will put them into this chest that will then fire them into the nether. I don't have the nether lit, of course, because we want to see it happening. But let's grab some buckets. This is a much more compact way than I had in my previous playthrough as well. So I should have pressed Alt, but there we go. And that is nice and slow. Why? Oh, the rain and carpus, did you? Oh, I've got things picking up. Okay. I really need to configure them so that we can actually test properly. But this clicks really fast and chucks them into the nether. And then we'll have another setup in the nether doing exactly this with full buckets. So let's get the item framed things set up so we can stop having stuff getting picked up into these. All right. Alright, and I think we already did those. So we just need to actually look into all of these now and make sure there's nothing in them that doesn't need to be there. Of course, all sorts of stuff. Got it. Alright, so that should be good. As you can see, it just will keep going and going. The one I was using in my previous playthrough ran on a hopper clock, so it only just put things into the nether nice and slowly, because all it was a hopper clock that triggered the dispenser. Yeah, or dropper. What did I used a dropper, didn't I? Yeah, because you don't need a dispenser for the empty buckets. Anyway, that's what we've got. And this setup can go all the way to here. So we'll have this line of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that line of 12. And then we're going to have 5 here and here, and I do not know how many on this side. But we could have that large of a field. Thanks, Anima. So, yeah. I think this might be our method. Now, I know I have all these others already running. I would need to fill all of these with 9 buckets of lava, and then I need to put cobble and then an empty bucket here in all of these. This is just to prime the system. And yeah. How would we trigger the whole farm? We might do force relays that we did with the endo flames. That doesn't work, does it? Oh, it might work here. I just took the... I need to... Anyway, I'm just thinking of doing some force relay wireless redstone, like what we have, similar to what we have here with the pistons. Here, over here. I'll have to figure that out. So where do we put mana spreaders and pools? And we need to keep in mind. We need to keep this in mind. The Thermalilly has a 5-minute cooldown timer. That cooldown timer does not start until its buffer is completely out of mana. So the faster we empty its buffer, meaning the faster our mana spreaders go, the sooner that 5-minute timer can start. If you place a bucket of lava within that cooldown timer, it restarts the timer. Yeah. So we're going to need a hefty amount of mana spreaders. I'm considering if we did, we're going to need a lot of mana spreaders. Regular ones to start. If we did them how far is the range? How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we could have a master pool in the middle of this with a dominant spark on it for the mana pools. And all other mana pools that we have in this setup could just have regular sparks, and that will pull everything from them to the dominant sparked pool. And that pool could have a mana spreader on it to send into the system, to send further away. That seems like we actually... that doesn't seem quite what I want. How much does one Thermalilly fill a mana spreader each time it eats lava? Full. Constantly full for like 20 seconds. A regular mana spreader. Let's get a pool. I don't know numbers. I'm okay with not knowing numbers. Alright, so we've got this Thermalilly bound to this one mana spreader, no augments. Silly thing. See that? It's still, you could still burning that lava. Hello, Owen. And now it's in cooldown. The smoke means it's in cooldown. And now you cannot place lava here for another 5 minutes. Otherwise it'll restart its cooldown. And this is how much mana one Thermalilly makes. That's an actual decent amount. Compared to one Endoflame with a piece of coal, or the crappy hydrangeas. Which, by the way, we have achieved in our creative world. We have achieved the 8 classes per day already, because it's been running. So, yeah. If we do upgrades on the, if we did the Elven mana pool, mana spreader, and we get another Thermalilly. So much garbage in my inventory. We'll put you here. Did you bind to it? Yep. And then we just want to see how fast it goes. Okay. And that is able to keep up a lot better. As you can tell, the Thermalilly buffer is not filling up. So that's a positive thing already. It looks like the Elven can handle more than one Thermalilly, because you can see it's not even getting up to 1/4. I bet one Elven mana spreader could handle 4. Especially if we put potency, efficiency lenses or velocity lenses or whatever. If we put the lenses on it that speed up mana transfer. Okay. With that in mind, I think we should do we could do that. And that could potentially bind to these 4, these 4, these 4, these more than 4. And then if we had sparks in these connected to a master, we might... I'm just trying to figure out the master setup. If it's constantly saying the one to be full, we'd have to switch it in order to push the mana out into the input line. But it'd be awfully expensive to put recessive augments on every single pool here, and that's the only other thought. We may have to do that. Do we worry about that after we get into the world, or do we try to set it up here to make sure we're gonna get it right? See, the other thing I'm thinking is that I haven't voiced just yet is that if the main pool runs out of mana, there is potential for the Ranuncarpus to run out of mana and the Hopperhawk to run out of mana, and if those run out of mana, it won't have the same range, and so some things won't get picked up, they'll get despawned. So we do need to keep a pool full for these two flowers. But we also need to be getting rid of mana. What if instead of having these up here, I think the range that we should check that. The range that a flower can detect a spreader. Let's just do it right here. And I think it's 6, but we'll do 8 up here. And we're gonna just place this and see which one it bound to. It's bound to that one. And then okay. Can you bind to this one? No. How about you? Now 6 is where I thought it could go. And I'm going to say no. That is bound to 6, to this one. Alright, so that was how many? 5? Can it go this distance in the other direction? Or can it go down 1, 2, 3? Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's probably too far. It reached it. So what I'm thinking about is putting the spreaders and pools under. And while I probably won't put the spreaders that far down, yeah. if we put them under, we could potentially aim all of the spreaders to a bank of pools instead of one pool. So if I did it, we still want to have a decent number of these. So we'll start with we'll start with 3. If I did that, how far can they go? Oh, it's quite a distance before it starts losing mana. Oof, that's fantastic. Fantastic. So we would want to do, let's say we're trying to get to this middle area. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And no, this, please. Because I can see that working. All right, and so then this pool, which we could have a mana splitter. We could have a mana splitter and actually have it and so we would need to rebind you to the splitter. And that way we'd have a pool, a larger pool in case we needed it. And then this would have sparks with some kind of augment on them. Maybe if it was just regular sparks, that way this had the dominant, so it could keep that one always full, and then further down would be the recessive spark to pull into our line that we need to input. Boy, this is going to require a lot of resources. Maybe we should get started on the resource gathering of this stuff. So since this is tileable, this is 1 unit here. And then of course this is a filler to then do the next unit. I probably don't need it. Because this redstone does those, that one does these. Save on resources here. So then this one's not needed. And this one won't be needed. Okay, that one will be needed. But we'll probably put it on this side. Yeah. Yep. So we'll do it on this side too. This is not needed. You're not needed. We'll fill those in with blocks in our main world, probably. Maybe. Okay. So let's jot down what we need to make a 2 Thermalilly setup. Let me jot it down and we can talk it out. We need 2 dispensers. We need 1 sticky piston. 2 blocks of redstone. 2 hoppers. 2 open crates. 2 mana detectors. 1 mana spreader with the phantom lens, with a pool that stays always full, so that will need a dominant spark. And an hourglass with probably 6 minutes, so 6 soul sand. And then some building blocks. Oh, we need some redstone too. Redstone dust. Coarse dirt. Let's do, we need 2 coarse dirt per little setup here too. Okay. We also need this setup here that's in the middle. I don't know if you guys notice or recognize this at all from yesterday's stream. This is a stripped down water bucket filler. Remember this is what we've decided we're doing for water bucket filling, because it's faster than this method and cheaper on resources. I stripped out taking the full bucket out of the dispenser and putting it into an output chest. So really the only thing we needed was this loop to fire the dispenser, because all we're doing is chucking buckets. So it's just this loop that triggers the bucket firing when it detects there's something in there, which is what the comparator does. So nice and cheap, a lot smaller than a hopper clock on a timer, which is what I had in my previous world. So learning things. Yep, I built the hopper clock and went, man, this is slow. And I'm like, I'm like, seriously, I'm sitting here all nice and quiet, just listening to some music, figuring this out, and I actually audibly went, oh, I could just, don't you love how that works? I could just use that and just not build the whole thing. Yeah. All right, so for this, we're going to need a dropper and a comparator and a powered rail and some redstone. We need a hopper and a chest and a hopper hock. Oh, we forgot to write that down for our setups over there because it's buried. I'm running out of space here. 1 hopper hock, 2 item frames, 2 18, 19, 20 buckets of lava, 2 empty buckets, and then filler blocks inside the hopper. Need a lot of stuff. In the Nether, we really only need this setup at the lake level. Ooh, exciting. Yeah, let's get back to our world and start figuring that out. Let's start creating what we need to do. All right. Step 1, make a platform, and the underground platform. And for that, I think I'm going to do my creative building because why not? So, I have space. I do, so I can keep my stuff on. Game mode, creative. We'll grab the unbreakable wand and living rock. I think that's probably all we need. And we can use this dirt to identify dirt. All right. So this here is where I want to put it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Oops. Here. There's our little kind of like entrance into the platform. Now we need to do that to there. And clearly I didn't count, so I don't know what the center is. Oh, we're doing I have that written down. The max of the hopper and Rancarpus size. Don't I have that written down somewhere? Nope, I don't. I must have looked it up online. Oh, all right. Rancarpus range 17 by 17 by 13, which we don't need the 13. Yeah, I remember the Hopper Hawk. It's 10 blocks radius. I just couldn't remember the Rancarpus. Yep. Rancarpus is 17. And that's really what we're going to want to build for. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. We'll do that width to get started. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now we need to light it up. Of course. Screw being, consistent with our torches, right? Because we're going to need to move them around anyway. We might want to do grass. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do living rock first and we can decide from there. So we also need an underground area for us to work. And we'll come off of here. 3, 4, 5. So we need space to do the open crate platform, but we also need to be able to place our our spreaders pointing downward a little further. Where are we in the 59? What line is this? $63. Okay, so we're fine. All right. Got that. We'll make a ladder. All right. Okay. That should be good enough to get started. You think? Do we think? We think. All right, so we now need resources. Coarse dirt is in the mana pool, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll do 10 coarse dirt. So we can start planning out where the flowers go, and then we could do... We probably need to chop down a tree and get some living wood made, because I chopped one down last night, and turned it all into dream wood. So we need some living wood for the open crates. So let's just do this tree, and then start assembling resources bit by bit, because that's the way I play. I wouldn't be a very good YouTuber, I don't think. Minecraft YouTuber. You know how they have to, like, they get all of their resources together before they start? I wouldn't be very good at that. Alright, we have a stack going here. The good old I did some mining between episodes. Exactly, Owen. Alright, I need to fill this guy up. And probably the others. Nope, the others are fine. Okay. We'll get cranking on that. I mean, I do things between streams, but the whole, okay, we're gonna build a melon farm. And then in 10 minutes, because they've already gathered all the resources before they turned on the camera, it's built. And you have no understanding of exactly how long it took them to gather all those resources. Here, we're playing the game as, you know, as realistically as I want to, where there's going to be some resource gathering required, because that's the way I play. Anyway, I don't know why I'm preaching. Well, we'll just grab another one, because I don't want to stand here and wait for a sapling. Oops. Go, go, go. Yeah. back up because you're too far away from the Random Carpus. Grab you. Alright, so we need two... I don't know why I came up here for this with something in my inventory that does this. I don't know. Do we need more than that? We do. Alright. Need that. Let me check things off as I go. We've got the coarse dirt and the open crates. Oh, this pen isn't working so well right now. Grr. Let's make the dispenser. We'll need stuff for hoppers, which I have a bit more in here, but not much. Do we have any cobble here? No, I need to go over to the cobble gen. Great. What do I have in here? Okay. Can you guys believe it's almost the end of January? This month has gone by really fast for me. And yeah, this feels really odd. After all of 2020 feeling like it was taking forever. Alright. I know I'm doing one at a time. Sue me. Yeah, we've got just 1 week left of January. Weird, just weird. I have string upstairs, so we're good there. Oh, I wonder if I have wood upstairs. I have sticks on me. Okay. Straight will string. Wait, how many people do that when they're doing the bow? So many. I need 2 of these. Why did I just make 1? Ah, you have an exam coming up. Alright, we've got our 2 dispensers. We need a sticky piston. We have one. We actually have dispensers. 2020 went by really fast for you, huh? Interesting. Piston, redstone blocks, some redstone, 2 of these. We'll grab some of that. In 5 months you'll have a degree. Is it the computer science degree? Two hoppers. Awesome. Edward also has a computer science degree. I think his would be equivalent to a bachelor's. I mean, England, they don't call them bachelors or masters. They aren't called that. Okay, 2 hoppers. 2 mana detectors, mana spreader, phantom lens. I don't have any living rock up here. Ooh, I have 1 mana detector. So I need a comparator and some redstone. Some more living rock. I have a comparator in here. Ooh, we need to do some living rock here. Oof. We have 17. I know I have some stone up here, so let's fetch it.